we covered this landmark case. I'll very quickly cover this slide. So there may be changes to solicitors' accounts, and specifically they may remove the client's account from solicitors, but unlikely it's going to happen soon. But we already want to give you a notice. There's heavy consultations been since 2004, and until actually now, the most last notice was published by SRA on September 22, if I'm not mistaken, in this regard. So but what they are concerned with is kind of an important conduct issue as well. So the problems why they need to deal with this client's accounts is that it happened on numerous occasions that money is missing from the client's account, or they are unavailable when it is required because used for something else. You remember the accounting rules and how to use the money from client's account. Or there's an issue also with the interest. So firms are making money on the interest, right, Oli?
Yeah, the interest is I read the consultation paper earlier today, actually. And one of the things that the SRA points out is that in the account rules, in I think paragraph 7.1, they say that the firms must account to their clients for a fair proportion of the interest, and you can reach an agreement with the client on how much that is. So, and it would be quite difficult to calculate in every case as well. So however much the firms give back, they are usually making some profit. And there's a lot of money in those client accounts. You know, all of the money that comes in for mortgages and from property sales and from litigation settlements is all in there for some period of time, although we should return that as promptly as we can to a client. Between 2022 and 2023, the SRA calculated that the interest which could have been gained by solicitors within the industry was about £27 million. So it's not an insubstantial figure either.
Yeah, so it's actually a huge risk to hold this money, and they are trying to consider different alternatives, but they already said that those alternatives are not very good. Like, for example,
to find a workable solution, I think.
Yeah, like for example, third parties management accounts, kind of things, or maybe introduction of some centralized system, which exists in a few countries already. European will be a good solution. Another problem which I've missed, just to make it complete, is sometimes this interest is very small and it's not a big deal, or something which is left in client's account may be very small amount of money, and then actually transfer fees. Yeah, it may be bigger. Then
there are issues with that as well, with the imposition of unreasonable transfer fees. The rules currently for dealing with residual balances, I think, are relatively fair in that if it's over £500, you need to contact the SRA and basically get authorization. If it's below that amount and you make attempts to return it and it can't be done, it should be donated to charity, which I think is fair as well. You know, the system there is not too bad.
Great. So we revised a little bit solicitors' accounts too. I think unless there's any questions, it's not I mean, it still stands. Maybe in the light of that potential change, there will be less questions related to clients' account, multiple choice.
Yeah, they don't want to put their effort into drafting it and then risk that it will change within 4 months before the exams. It's like a watch this space, you know, keep an eye out for updates on this. Something might change.